Mr. Chairman, I just want to make sure that we're very clear to the public, and you alluded to it in your talk with Mr. Patterson. People have a general vague awareness that legislative pensions are linked to judicial pay. I want to make it very clear, and so I'm going to ask you a couple questions. First of all, though a judicial current salary is $140,000, are you aware that the link is that a legislature would get 2.3% of that per year served? So a legislator who becomes eligible after serving for 8 years gets roughly $2,100 a month. Are you aware of that?
I am, yes, sir.
I don't want to lead people to believe that their legislators
and
are getting
$2,100 a month after retirement, Representative Schofield. That's not something any of us receive now, except for a couple exceptions of folks who've served, been around a long time.
That's correct. You have to no longer be here to get your $2,100 a month.
Right, and so thank you for pointing that out. Thanks to Representative Little and Representative Patterson. I just want to make clear again for the record and for our colleagues on the other side of the building that our judges are paying attention. They are watching right now. They deserve this pay raise. They need this pay raise. Our state will benefit from getting this pay raise. All the laws that we've passed this session, all of it will end up in front of a court at some point. We want to make sure those judges are experienced and educated and well-equipped, Republicans and Democrats all across the state. Let's have a conversation another time about our retirement, about our compensation. Let's not hold their pay raises hostage.
And you're aware that the tendency here gets to be that we wait so long to give the judges a raise, usually a decade or more, that we have to give them a very big raise just to get them back to the level they were at in terms of the spending ability. And then because it's such a big raise, no one has an appetite to give them a raise for several more sessions, and we end up in that cycle all over again.
It truly has. I've been here 7 sessions now, and every session the conversation about judicial pay raises comes up, and there's always that major hurdle about us wanting to do it but not being able to because of our own legislative pensions. And now we finally have an opportunity, and this House has given the Senate an opportunity to delink us, to free the judges from that. And I am committing to the members of this body and to our Senate colleagues that to have that conversation in the interim and next session. We should have it publicly and do it the right way.
Aside from the issue of pensions or any other side issue, if we're going to continue to get quality judges on the bench and we're going to ask them to take the big pay cut they all have to take from their law firms, we need to at least make sure that judicial salaries are high enough that they can afford to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, and most law students that are graduating from law school going into their first year at a law firm are making more than the starting salary of a judge.
In fact, are you aware, I sat over in that corner when I worked for the governor, and back then Wallace Jefferson was Chief Justice. He gave a speech saying that first-year lawyers at the big firms were making more than the Chief Justice.
Yeah.
And one of our aides turned to me and said, "Really? How many first-year lawyers at the big firms make more than the Chief Justice?" And I said, all of them.
All of them, yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you, Representative Schofield, for your work on this. I want to again commend each of you House members who've worked on this, and Senator Huffman has been just absolutely wonderful, a true warrior on this session, and I'm grateful for her work, and I'm hopeful the Senate will take up the bill that we sent them.